Hey y'all, it's Jamie with Gardens and Getaways. It's almost the end of October here in North Carolina Zone 7B. It's time to get all this garlic in the ground. I don't know if you saw my unboxing video from the Hoss Garden Club, but I got a ton of garlic from them. I had also, before that box even came in, ordered some garlic from Keen Garlic. So I've got all different varieties to plant. I'm super excited. I've never actually planted garlic before. This will be my first time. This was my first attempt at a fall garden ever, actually. So the garlic just goes right in there with my learning curve. I even went to, in my area, to our North Carolina like gardening co-op extension class on growing garlic to try to get a couple tips and pointers. Some of those I'm going to share with you. One of the ones they said was in our area, the best time to plant garlic is around Halloween. So right now we're the weekend before Halloween and we're supposed to get 4 days of rain coming up. So I figured it would be a good time to go ahead and get it in the ground. Another thing they said is make sure you fertilize your garlic really well. And luckily I got a bunch of fertilizer in my Hoss Gardening Club subscription box. So I think I've got everything I need. The only thing I need to do now is make room. Kind of left this gardening bed alone because I was really trying to grow some butternut squash. It was a late attempt at trying to grow butternut squash and I think it's too cold. I do not think this is going to develop, so I think I'm going to pull this off of this cattle panel trellis here. And then I've got some eggplant that continues to grow, but once again I think it's really getting too cold. It's getting down into the 30s at night now. So I'm going to cut off these two eggplants. The ones that had put on flowers didn't really do much. So I think this plant is pretty well done. It's been a good plant for me though. So I'm thinking about maybe putting some garlic over here. I need to work on this bed. I definitely have some weeds coming up. And then over here, my pepper bed. My peppers have done really good, but it really is getting to be too cold for them. I'm going to pick off what peppers I do have. Probably pull these marigolds. I did do a marigold seed saving video, so be sure to go on my channel and look for that. But I'm going to get off the peppers that I do have and do garlic in this bed too. I think I'm going to actually start my garlic in this bed. Garlic is supposed to be like 2 inches deep, 6 inches apart. So my thought process is I will start with that bed. You can probably hear my kids, they're jumping on the trampoline. They have a friend over being kind of loud. It's okay. Anywho, I'm going to try to start my garlic probably in this bed. And then if I have more garlic than I have room in this bed, then I'm going to overflow to that bed. Which, as much garlic as I have, I think I'm going to have to overflow to 2 beds. Which means I might have to buy more garden beds in the spring. Darn. So I had thought about doing like an overwintering of my peppers. I had never tried that before. These jalapenos, they came out spicy, but they're kind of small. I like big jalapenos that I can make like jalapeno poppers out of. My husband said these were really good. I actually don't prefer jalapenos, but my family will eat them. So anywho, I don't know that I would try to save this jalapeno plant just because I'm going to get one. I'm going to buy a new plant next year and hope that the peppers that come off of it are a lot bigger. They would never get any bigger than like this right here. It's just not big enough for me. The banana peppers that I've been getting off of this plant, they've been a decent size and pretty tasty too. But I don't know if I should try to overwinter these peppers or not. Have y'all ever done that? Overwintered a pepper, had any success with it? I just don't know if I've got the time or energy for that right now. But I am going to save the peppers I can off of these before I pull these plants out of the ground. All right, so I got a bunch of these peppers picked. I've got green peppers, banana peppers, and jalapenos down in this box. It's pretty full, little box, but pretty full. Good end of season fall harvest to still be getting peppers this late. One day I hope to have a garden big enough to where I don't have to pull my plants. But right now I do need to make room for this garlic or else it's gonna be too late to get it in the ground. So you can see where I've pulled it. The dirt has sunk a little bit. When I fill my raised beds, I do so with like sticks and leaves and that kind of thing and then put dirt on top of it. That just means it settles over time. So I'm going to finish pulling out these last few green pepper plants. I will fertilize and put some fresh soil in here before we get our garlic in. These green peppers that I pulled actually do look really well. They've got a good root system, a nice stalk. You can see where they branch off different ways. I may actually try to overwinter this. That's not anything I've ever done before, but they did give me quite a few green peppers, so I might as well try. I don't know that I will have time to make a video on that, but I've seen where people do it, so if I do it in the spring, I will let you know how it turns out. So in the Haas Gardening Club subscription box that I got with all the garlic, they sent me this. This is an organic fertilizer. It's a 5-4-3 fertilizer. It was said to be really good for garlic, so we're gonna give it a try. I put a bunch of soil down in here, tried to clean up the soil that I already had a little bit, but did put some fresh soil in there. I'm gonna mix this in, and then we'll work on getting those garlic bulbs planted out. So as I had mentioned in the beginning of this video, I did go to a garlic growing class at my co-op. Cooperative extension, that's just something here in North Carolina that we have. I'm sure every state has it to some degree, where you can go to different types of like gardening and farming classes just to learn more. I had watched a bunch of videos on growing garlic, but I still wanted to make sure that I had a good base of knowledge to go. Some things that I learned is that there's two different types of garlic. So you have your hardneck and softneck. Here in North Carolina, we can grow either, but depending on where your gardening and growing zone is, you may need to grow one or the other. I think the hardnecks are more for like your colder climates, and the softnecks are more for your warmer climates. And like I said, we kind of fall in North Carolina right, in the middle of the United States. So zone 7 can grow either or. When you're growing the hardneck garlic, that's what's going to give you those scapes or curls on your garlic to let you know that it's done and ready for harvest. Whereas with your soft neck, you won't necessarily have that. Your sign there will just be your lower leaves will start to brown, but we'll go over that in the spring once our garlic is like growing and ready to be harvested, or closer to the summer. With the gardening subscription box that I got, I did get some hardneck garlic in it. I did not personally buy any hardneck garlic when I ordered my own online. I just went with soft neck. But I will be planting both since I did get some. There's all different kinds. Your garlic does need like 8 to 10 hours of sunlight every day, well drained, amended soil. Garlic can handle the snow and the frost. I also learned that it is in the lily family, fun fact. So when you break your garlic bulb apart, you get individual cloves, and that's what's like considered your seed. Whereas if you're growing a flower, you have these little bitty seeds. The parts of the clove, the parts of the bulb, the individual cloves, those are your seeds. And you can buy it from the grocery store and plant it in the ground. However, they don't recommend that because a lot of those have like a sprout inhibitor sprayed on them, so they don't sprout in the grocery store and they last longer. I have some elephant garlic that I bought at the grocery store and some elephant garlic that Haas sent me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and plant it because I'm just curious to see if I can grow it or not. Your soil temperature should be around 50 degrees when you put it in. It needs something called a vernalization period, and that's 6 to 8 weeks of a cold soil. Some people that live further south, what I learned is they will actually put their garlic like in the refrigerator or freezer to give it this fake sense of being cold. So this is one of the garlics that I got from Keen Garlic. This is the Messidor, I think it's pronounced. So this is a garlic bulb. You've got all your roots on the bottom. So what you're supposed to do is break it apart and then get your individual cloves out to plant. And you don't want to peel a lot of the paper off of the cloves from what I understand, but if some comes off, that's okay. So this one, a little bit came off. This is the part where your roots are going to grow from, and you want to put that down in the ground with the pointy side up. And you do want a little bit of the paper to stay on it. So like this bulb itself, let's see how many cloves or seeds I get from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gonna be a lot, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got 12 just from this one bulb. This might take all my beds actually to plant all this garlic out. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is share some with my cousin. We were supposed to go to the farmer's market to buy garlic together, like seed garlic together. We never got around to it, so I'll probably just give her some to plant because I don't think I have enough room for all the garlic types that I have right now. This may seem silly, but they're supposed to be 6 inches apart. So I found this is like right at 7 inches in between these two notches. So what I'm doing is I'm using this as my guide and just notching out the dirt like this so that everything is 6 inches apart. And then I'm gonna go back through with this stick and make it so that it's 2 inches deep. But I think this is gonna give me a really nice symmetrical look to my garlic. So you see here my crazy method for planting actually gave me very well divided holes, and I've got all 12 of that first type of garlic right here, which means yes, I do not have enough room for all the garlic I purchased. Beside that Messidor, I'm going to try the Sicilian garlic. I'm really excited about this one just because of the coloring that it has on it. So I'm going to work on getting that in the second half of this bed. So this bed needs some weeding and some work. Like I said, I'm going to pull this butternut squash. I'm going to pull this beautiful eggplant. I've got 2 good eggplants growing on it. I probably will leave this basil because I'm really trying to let it go to seed, even though it might be too cold. And look, I did get another squash from my fall garden. All right, so I got another bed cleared here. I'm going to fertilize it, mix in the fertilizer, set up my holes the same way, and see about getting some more of this garlic in the ground. So I'm working on getting all of these garlics in the ground. You can see where I've got the holes evenly spaced out. I'm getting to this. I thought my elephant garlic was my only hardneck, but I came across this German white from Haas, and I think this is hardneck as well, because do you see how it has this hard center in it? So I actually have more hardneck garlic than I thought. So I've got my elephant garlic and this German white that is hardneck, and then everything else I've got is soft neck. So I will have a pretty good mix of the two in the garden. So when I ordered my garlic from Keene, what I ordered was a sampler pack that gave me 3 different kinds. I ordered a pound. I really wasn't sure how much to order. I would say if you're gardening in raised beds, a pound is going to be more than enough for you, because I wound up getting more from this Haas Gardening Club box that I'm in, and I've got way too much. Like, I pretty much got 2 to 3 bulbs of each kind that I got, and I'm sending 1 or 2 bulbs of each to my cousin. So I could have split this in half with her. But garlic's one of those things, you're growing it once, but you're trying to preserve it to use it for a long term, like long time in your home, because you get one big harvest. It's not like squash, zucchini, those kind of things where it's continuously coming on. You've got to store it and preserve it, dry it out to keep it. So I'm okay having 2 gardening beds completely full of garlic. So let me show you what I've got exactly. All right, so over here I have 3 of the elephant garlics that are store-bought that I'm going to try to see if they grow or not. That's more of an experiment than anything else. And then right beside of that, I have 3 elephant garlics from Haas. Like I said, those are going to be the hardneck varieties. Then I have 2 rows, so 6 plants of the Ishalum, I think it's called, garlic from Haas. Those are soft neck. I've got 9, I think 9. 3 rows of 3, yeah, like 9 of the, maybe, yeah, 9. I can't decide, of the German white. Like I said, I think that is a hardneck garlic. Beside that, I've got 1 of my Keene bulbs. The Keene bulbs overall seemed much larger, even for the soft neck. So over here, I've actually got 4 rows of this California white. So that'll be 12 bulbs all together when it comes up. And then ignore the trash and mess. Over here in this longer Vago raised bed here, half is Messidor garlic and the other half is going to be Sicilian garlic from Keene. So that's what I've got going on. I am really looking forward to the summertime when all of this comes up. I pray that it all comes up. Like I said, I added some more soil. I really amended my soil with the fertilizer that I got from Haas. I planted these bulbs a minimum of 6 inches apart using that little clothes hanger pants clothes hanger thing that I did, that was actually 7 inches apart. So I think everything's got some good space to it. That's one area in the garden that I really suffer, is making sure that I give my plants plenty of space for how big they're going to get. So I spaced everything out evenly, which I think will really help me out. And then I tried to make sure that all my bulbs were at least 2 inches in the ground. I've covered them with the soil. I'm gonna come back through and mulch them with some leaves. The leaves you can see behind me are kind of starting to fall. We use that as a lot of mulch in our garden just because we can mow over them or put them in a big barrel and chop them up with a weed eater. It makes a great organic free mulch. So I will mulch them later, and then periodically leading up to summer, I think 3 or 4 different times I'll come through and just peel back that mulch and try to fertilize these and make sure the soil is draining well and that everything looks good. And hopefully in the late spring, early summer, we have some wonderful, yummy garlic. We eat a lot of garlic in my family, so I'm okay having 2 full garden beds full of garlic. So let me know if you are growing garlic, if you've ever grown it before, what kind of success you had, any tips you have. Like, comment, and share. Thanks for stopping by. I know this was kind of a long, messy video. It's kind of chaotic because I planted so many different kinds, but I also really just wasn't sure what was going to go well in my area. So I'm excited to see the different varieties, taste the different varieties, and see how good homegrown garlic really is. So thanks for coming along. I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye.